start with a full body warm-up. We're going to start from our feet. We're going to work our way all the way up to our shoulders today. In the next session that we do, a release session, we're going to look at hips specifically. That will not be next week because of my husband's birthday. However, I will possibly add in another class. So that's me sent it to everybody now. Let's get started. So we're going to start with our feet. The very first thing we're going to do is just feel our feet underneath us. And I'd like us to take a moment just to notice. So we've got 1 minute noticing, because at the end we're going to come back and notice again. So just nice relaxed arms, shoulders, or don't relax them. Don't time travel, try and stay in your bodies. We've got 1 minute of amazing noticing to come. And we're going to start I'm going to give you a 10 countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, noticing. And slowly opening your eyes. Okay, let's begin. So we're going to start with some tapping, but we're going to tap just one side and we're going to test it. So we're going to start first of all by tapping our pelvis. So one side, pick one side of your body. We're going to tap your pelvis. What we're doing here is building better proprioception, interoception. Quite a lot of people who have pelvic floor issues are hypermobile. It means that they don't find it themselves very easily in space and time. So we want to tap all the way in here. Get round, think about the bone. Think about the greater truncator. This is a bone here. This is part of our femur. Into your glutes. Tapping down towards your pubic bone. And then we're going to tap down my leg. Stay on the same side. Tapping, tapping, tapping. Come all the way to your foot if you're able to. And up your ankle. Tapping all the way up. Staying on that one side. Up to your abdominals, again, staying on that one side. Into the back of your rib cage and the abdominals. So you've got your back abdominals there too. Again, tapping all the way around. Tapping into your upper ribs, mid ribs. Make sure you go down the side of your body. Good. Into the shoulders. Make sure when we're doing the clavicle here, we feel the clavicle a little bit. If you're not icky about it, I've got a client who's really icky about touching your clavicle. And then your arm. So having a look at your arm while you tap. You can do little tiny fingertips. You can bash it with your wrist, your full fist. You can smack it. Do whatever. Up to your hands. Look at your hands while you're doing it so we see what's going on. And then we're going to come underneath our arms again, tapping, and we're just going to do some breath to warm the diaphragm up on the side. So we're going to inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to tip over, making an S sound. And then we're going to inhale, come back up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale back up. Tapping around our neck. Try and just get that one side. Ooh, 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 ooh. Good. Your chin from your center line. Try and get along the chin bone. Jawbone, not chin bone. Into your face if you can. And if you're not wearing a hearing aid, try pulling your ear out, your earlobe away from your face. If you are wearing a hearing aid, just do your best. Then up over the top of your head. When we're doing this, come along your eyebrows as well. This in here is all about creating better connections with your nerves. There's more stuff to say about that, but we won't have time. Down the back of our head. Good. And then we're going to brush down that one side of our body. all the way down to the floor. Okay, just take a moment. Once you've done that, to notice that side of the body compared to the other one. I'd like you to try balancing on the opposite side. See how that feels. And then balance on the side that we just worked with and see how that feels. And hopefully it feels a bit more connected, or at least a bit warmer, a bit lighter, a bit heavier, something, you know. Let's do the other side. So tapping into the other side. And again, get right into that pelvis. Down your legs. All the way to your feet. Your feet coming all the way back up again. Into your glutes. Make sure you get around the bones of the pelvis, so we kind of drum into the bones a little bit. Down to that side of the pubic bone, because remember we did that on the other side. And then up over the side of our body. Into the back as well. Make sure you're into the back of your body too as much as you can. And then one arm up. Hopefully the side opposite from the one you used before. Inhaling here. Exhaling coming over with our S. See if you can tap while you do it. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale back over. This is helping to tone your pelvic floor, so it's good for us. And then back over. And then up over the rest of your chest. Make sure you get into that clavicle because it's part of your lymphatic drainage system. Good. Into your arms. You haven't done your arm, remember to do your arm. Good. Make sure you do your hands, look at your arm. Bash it if you want to bash it a bit. Do what feels good for you. And then up of your neck. Get your jawbone. That's a bit of face yoga. Up of your face. Pull your ear away if you can, if you're able to. Getting into that trigeminal nerve in your face. Up of your head. Down the back of your head. Good. And then brush. Brushity brush, brush. Okay. And then remember what it felt like to stand on that leg before. Try standing on it now. Just see if you feel a little bit more connected. Do a little bounce through it. Do a little bounce through the other one. Hopefully we feel a little bit more engaged. We know where our bodies are before we get started. Okay, so feet hip distance apart. I'd like you to come onto the outside edge of your foot. Yeah? Then I'd like you to come, so we're going to go outside, outside, toe, toe, inside, inside, heel, heel. Inside, inside, toe, toe. Outside, outside, heel, heel. Outside, outside, toe, toe. Inside, inside, heel, heel. Inside, inside, toe, toe. Outside, outside, heel, heel. Outside, outside, toe, toe. Inside, inside, heel, heel. Shake it off. Really well done. I got some of you at the beginning there. So we're going to take the back of our foot and we're going to place it on the floor. We're just going to stretch the back of our foot off a little bit. Just create the space that we're creating in the ankle helps to create space in our hip. So it's really quite an important exercise. Good. And then swap and do the other side, same thing. Nicely done. Okay. And shake it off. Now I'd like you to think about your knees for a minute here. We're going to give them a little release. So we're going to take our hands, fisty hands, and we're going to rub just above the knee. And then we're going to rub to the sides of the knee. And we're going to rub under the knee. And then we're just going to take a moment and we're going to move our kneecap about, as long as you don't feel too yucky about it, side to side, up and down. Round, you can twist it a bit. Give it a wee twist like it's a little doorknob. Just gently, always work with comfort. Then give it a nice rub. Rub underneath it again. Rub to the sides. Rub above. Take a moment to notice that knee compared with the other one. Hopefully it feels a bit nicer. A bit lighter. Try bouncing on it. Oh yeah, that feels all right. Try bouncing on the other one. Ooh, gnarly. So let's do the other side, same thing. So hands above the knee. Hands beside the knee. Rubbing, rub, rub, rub. Under the knee. Good. Get that kneecap Move it from side to side. This one is tight on me. It's always tight, my left one. I get loads of movement in my right and hardly any here. Then up and down. And then give it a little twisty. I don't know how to think about kneecaps. And then rub below. Oh no, rub the kneecap. Ooh. Rub below. Rub to the side. Rub above. Okay. Do a little bend, a little jump. Doesn't have to be a jump, just a little bounce. Just notice if it feels any nicer. Hopefully it feels a little bit nicer. Let's come to our pelvis. Yes, we're working up. Knees are soft. We're going to do our pelvis dance. So the first part of this is just, remember, our feet are beautifully, they're like shells on the sea floor. And our legs are like ropes attached to those shells. And our pelvis is beautifully balanced like a buoy in the ocean, or buoy if you're American. And we're gonna slide our buoy from front to back. That's it. That's all it is. It's just getting shifted about. You can imagine the beautiful warm waves pushing you this way, pushing you this way, pushing you this way, pushing this way. Or you can imagine your seaweed just floating about. You know, any image that makes you feel floaty is good. And then we're going to go side to side. The water's now pushing us side to side. Good, or you can think you've got one of those hula scoops skirts on and you're doing a bit of hula dancing. It's another thing to think about. Good, side to side. Then back to the center. And now we're going to tilt our pelvis forwards and back. So we're going to imagine our pelvis is like a bowl of water. We're taking a bowl of water and we're tilting it forwards, tilting it back, tilting it forwards, tilting it back, tilting it forwards again. Mine's in the water. I'm just tilting a bit of water out, tilting a bit of water backwards. Juicy, juicy pelvis. Good. So we want to try and do, so let's just pause for a minute. We want to try and do this tilt of the pelvis without tilting the rest of our body. So I'm seeing a few that are doing a tilt of the pelvis that looks like this. So I'd like you to try and keep the upper body still and tilt the pelvis in the center of your body. Yeah? Yes, way better. Good, guys. Okay, then we're going to move our pelvic taps. I'm going to take this pelvic cap up towards my armpit. And again, I'm trying to do this without, you know, hooking it up with my shoulders. So thinking about the slide. Think about like a sexy walk or something. Or the Indian Ocean again. Okay, and then come back. Okay, so now we want to do our rotation. So we're going to take our foot and we're going to place it in front. My toes are pointing this way. My body's pointing straight ahead. My arms are going the opposite way. Then I'm going to take my foot behind. Arms going the opposite way. So my toes are pointing this way now. Toes, oops. Toes, 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 toes. And come back. Same thing on the other side. So toes this way. Hands this way, chest this way. Toes, 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 toes. You guys are way more coordinated in my live class. Honestly, you should have seen them last night. So come back to the center. We're going to imagine our coccyx is like a pencil or a laser. And we're going to keep our pelvis is going to move in all the different directions. A figure of 8. A beautiful figure of 8. Nice. Some good belly dancers out there. So again, try and keep it so the pelvis is doing the movement. It's not the whole body's joining in, but it's more the pelvis that's doing the movement. And then come back the other way. Same thing. I can't look at you guys and go the opposite way. I've got to just not look at you. Okay, and then relax, shake it off. Okay, let's move up to the ribs. So holding onto our rib cage, we're going to rotate. So we're twisting, 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 twisting. We're noticing as we twist that our rib cage is changing shape. Oh my God. The side we're twisting towards is becoming convex, while the side we're twisting away from becomes flatter or more concave feeling. It's like a pear. The top of a pear and the bottom of a pear. I don't know why I thought of pear there, but I did. So now we're going to squeeze our pear, the pointy side of our pear, and then let it go. And then we're going to squeeze the pointy side, let it go. So we're going to keep twisting, and each time we twist, We're going to squeeze like we're squeezing a nice juicy sponge or a nice juicy pear. We're going to keep the analogy going and go from side to side and then come back to the center. Give it a little shake off. Right, shoulders. We're off at shoulders. Now, what I'd like you to do is just feel your clavicle for this one. I'd like you to feel this clavicle bone. Okay. Now I'd like you to notice that we can actually feel like the arm is attached to this end of the clavicle bone, because that is where it's attached. So if you just hold that kind of end of the clavicle bone, or just touch it with your finger, and just notice how you can feel that end move as your arm moves. Can you feel it move with the arm? So we're just going to, now what we're going to do is just standing up for a moment, we're going to drop our arm down to the side, and notice how the clavicle goes in this kind of direction. And then we're just going to allow the arm to swing on the end of the clavicle. And just do what's comfortable for you. Don't go mad with it. You know, think about it. You can make your hand into a fist and think about it like kind of like a tassel, like an elephant's tail. Yeah? That we're moving from side to side. And our clavicle is like the elephant's bottom, swinging one way and the other as it walks. I wasn't taught that one. I'm sorry. Good. And we're just allowing it. Now what we'd like to do is we want to bring our arm back up again. So we're going to come to the other end of the clavicle where it attaches to our sternum, and we're going to ask it to pull the arm back up again. Good. Now I'd like you to take a moment and notice how that arm feels compared with the other one. Mine definitely feels a bit looser. Yours may not. I'm learning from my live classes that sometimes nobody feels anything. So we're going to do the same thing here. Feel your clavicle first. Before we drop it down, just feel the movement. Can you feel where it moves, where it connects to the arm? Okay, now coming up, dropping your arm down to the side, feeling that connection, and you can make a little fist with your hand and just feel how the clavicle slides with the arm, follows the arm, or it moves the arm. So it's moving forward as my arm moves forward and back as my arm moves back. It does a weird roll at the end too, but we'll talk about that another day. And then think about it like an elephant's tail. The clavicles, the elephant's bottom swinging as it marches along. There's a monkey sitting on its back, you know, anything that you want, nice visualization. You might hate monkeys and elephants though, so think about something else if you do. And then hold the proximal end, so it's the end closest to your body, and think about pulling your clavicle and your arm back up again, and just notice if your shoulders feel any lighter. I mean, that is where your shoulders connect into your body, so hopefully we've warmed it up a little bit. Okay, let's come up to our neck next. Next. We're going to take our hand, we're going to place it behind our neck. Now our shoulders should feel nice for this. And we're just going to treat our neck, the back of our neck, like it's a sponge. So we're going to squeeze the back of our neck, thinking about squeezing out a sponge. And then we're going to let it go and feel like we're taking in more juicy water. Now, where your neck is, it's right down your spine. So we can squeeze that water down our spine and then let it go. And squeeze it and let it go. And my water is like spring water. Your water might be nice warm water from a jacuzzi. Yeah. Or you might be underneath a waterfall and just really enjoying that waterfall and just the feeling of water falling down your spine. Whichever. And then you're going to nod your head forwards and squeeze and let go. And then look up towards the ceiling. And then look over to one side. You can swap hands if you need to as well, remember. And look over to the other side. Squeezy, squeezy. And then back to the center. Take your arm away and just see if you notice any difference in your neck. Hopefully you do. Okay, jaw. We're going to drop our jaw as if it's the loosest thing on the planet. It's just hanging there. And you're going to use your hand to slide it side to side. Did you see how quiet I got? Because I can't talk with my tongue. If you're struggling to feel it hang, take your tongue and make sure drop your tongue from the roof of your mouth down towards the bottom of your jaw. And that'll help. So all we're doing is really just letting your jaw hang. It's a suspended bone. So it's actually not properly attached to anything. It's not locked in place. Cool. And then relax it. Cool. Now eyes. You're going to look at an object in front of you. Keep looking at that object as you turn your head from side to side. Should be easy now. Your neck should feel nice and lovely. Keep looking at your object. Now, bring your head straight to the front. Look at your object and look and tip your head back and forward and back and forward. And now bring it back to center. Now we're going to keep looking at our object and we're going to take our head in a big circle. So we're going to turn our head over to one side, bring it up, keep looking at your object, bring it all the way down like a big juicy circle. Then go the other way. And then take a moment. Back to the center. Hopefully you're feeling lovely and warm. We've just got hands to do and then we're going to go down to the floor and start doing some releasing on the floor. So, take our hands like ninjas. We're going to curl the top half over. Then the next half. Yeah, then we're going to straighten them out like they're little ducks. And then we're going to open them up and put your thumb to your little finger, next finger, next finger, next finger. We're going to make a fist. We're going to open it up. We're going to make a fist. We're going to shake it off. Okay, hands like this. This stops you getting trigger finger and things. It's good for you. Top of your hands over. Next part of your hands over. Like little ducks talking to each other. Open up. Touch, 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 touch. Make a fist. Open it up. Make a fist. Shake it off. Okay. And finally, I forgot wrists. Our final thing. Now we've worked all the way up our body. We're going to take our wrists and we're going to take our hands out in front of us, palms face towards the floor. We're going to flex our wrists. Then we're going to extend our wrists. We're going to flex our wrists. We're going to extend our wrists. We're going to flex them one more time each way. Extend and flex. Perfect. Now we're warm. Let's get on the floor. So we're going to start on the floor with the foam roller or the long towel to start with. We're going to do some breathing on it and some movement on it. Okay. I might see if I can come a bit closer now that I don't need my height. I'm really short, so I shouldn't need much height. Okay. So you're going to come down to the floor, just take your time to get there. And when you get there, you're going to lie on your foam roller or your long towel. Again, if you don't have one of these things, you can still do these exercises. So, you know, it's not like a precursor to not being able to do them. Bum on one end, head on the other. Just take your time. Once you get there, you're just going to do some breathing. So just nice, relaxed breathing in this position. As relaxed as you can feel. Nice. Okay. From here, just take your time to get here. Have your feet planted on the floor. You can have your hands beside you if you're on quite a high roller to like keep you balanced. If you're on a lower roller like me, maybe don't need them there. Good. Okay, once you're here, you're just going to take some nice breaths, focusing on the rib cage first. So we're focusing on the lower ribs, the mid ribs, and the upper ribs as we inhale, and then focus on them slowly closing on the exhale. So just take your time. 3 breaths, just focusing on the ribs. Lower ribs, mid ribs, upper ribs, and then release them. Lower ribs, mid ribs, upper ribs, and then release. Once you finish your 3rd breath, you're going to start focusing on the ribs and the abdominal wall. So I'd like you to think about the abdominal wall like it's a big spongy circle. And as we inhale and start widening our ribs, our abdominal wall is going to widen all the way around. Our spongy circle is going to get bigger. So 3 breaths. As you inhale, lower ribs, mid ribs, and abdominal wall widening. Exhale, abdominal walls drawing in as the ribs draw in too. Nice. 3 of these. Make sure your jaw's nice and relaxed. Let's not ruin all the practice we just done. And then slowly allow it to draw back in. Perfect. After your next one, we're going to add the pelvis in. So as we inhale, our rib cage is going to widen, lower ribs, mid ribs, upper ribs, our abdominal wall is going to widen, and we're going to tilt our pelvis forwards a little to help it to think about a widening into the pelvis. As we exhale, the pelvis is going to tilt back to neutral as everything else draws in too. Okay, so 3 breaths like this, inhaling into your full body, thinking about, remember an anterior tilt is when your lower back comes further away from the floor. So let's just make sure we're getting it the right way round. So anteriorly tilting, lower back gets further away from the floor. So 3 nice slow breaths, focusing on this. You can be on a lie level with the inhalation now. Well, one of these days I'll get there. So then after you've done those 3, you're going to do 3 more breaths and an apnea. So take your time nice and slowly. Exhale, everything draws back into the center. Thinking about that little movement in the pelvis too. These look good. And at the end of your third one, you're pausing, closing your mouth and nose just gently and widening your ribs. Okay, we're going to do a little slide. Once you finish that one, when you're ready, I'll know everybody's ready because you'll all be in the position. We're going to bring our hands up in front of us with our palms facing towards us. But just take your time. When you finish your apnea, this is good for everybody's shoulders anyway. Good. The palms face in when you get here. As we inhale now and do that full body breath, we're going to open our arms towards the side. And this is helping us with our shoulder glide. As we exhale, we're going to bring our hands back. So whenever you're ready, you're just going to start in your own time because this gives you an opportunity to really focus on what's going on with your body. So as you inhale, your ribcage is expanding, your abdominals are expanding, your pelvis is tilting forwards, your arms are opening, you're reaching through your fingertips. As you exhale, you're allowing everything to come back to the center, including your arms. Great. And we're just doing 3 of these, and on the 3rd one, you're going to perform your apnea. And when you perform your apnea, you're going to allow your arms to open to the side again. Okay, so just take your time. Inhaling, widening everything. All the way to your pelvic floor, which is beautifully wide on the inhale. And on the exhale, everything gathers together, including your pelvic floor, without you even having to really think about it. Nice. And then during your apnea, you widen your arms. And just feel the idea that your shoulder blades are sliding around your body. Great. Once you finish that one, you're going to take yourself off your foam roller. And you're going to come down to the floor and just experience how your spine is feeling now. Great. We're going to lengthen our legs along the mat. And we're just going to take a moment to body scan our body, how it is now. And we're going to see if we can get an even more improvement into how our spine and our body's feeling. So you're going to take just a moment here and focus on how you feel. Everything feels really flat for me today. How you feel your feet are. So how heavy do they feel? Do you feel like you've got an even weight through your body, or do you feel like your pelvis feels heavier than your shoulders on the floor? How do your calves feel? Your ankles? Your knees? Your thighs? Your pelvis? Do you feel like your lower back feels like it's really far away from the floor or really close to it? Do you feel like your pelvis is rotating back or forwards too much? Maybe everything feels really delightful. We're just going to make it feel more delightful. Working up to your shoulders and your rib cage, your arms, the back of your head and your neck. Then we're going to take one of our legs and we're going to rotate it out the way. So we're taking the thigh and we're rotating it out the way so the foot rotates out as well. And then we're going to rotate it back in. So we're rotating our leg out and in. We're just rotating it out until our knee starts to bend a little, and then we're rotating it back in. Rotating out and in. Out and in. One more here. Out and in. Then we're going to rotate our leg out, and we're going to slide that heel up the inside of the other leg to where it's comfortable for you. And then we're going to slide it back down again, and then we're going to roll the leg in. We're rolling out, sliding up, sliding down, rolling in, rolling out, sliding up, sliding down, rolling in, rolling out, sliding up, sliding down, rolling in. Got another 3. Rolling out, sliding up, sliding down, rolling in, rolling out, sliding up, sliding down, rolling in. One more. Rolling out, sliding up, holding it here. Now, we've got the outside of our edge outside edge of our foot can touch the floor. We're going to lift the toes up off the floor to start with. And then we're going to roll through the outside edge of our foot till our little toes on the floor and our heel is off the floor. Then we're going to roll through till our toes are off the floor. Then roll back through until our heel is off the floor. So we're going like a rocking chair, side to side. We're doing 7 of these here. So I'm on 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the outside edge of my foot. I'll show you this way around, it might be easier for somebody to see it. So I'm in this position and the foot is rolling like this. And then we're going to slide the leg back down and turn it back in. We're just going to take a moment to notice how that leg feels compared with the other leg. It might feel lighter, might feel longer, might feel nothing at all. And then we're going to start with the other leg. So we're turning the leg out until the knee bends and then turning it back in. Rotating out, rotating in, rotating out, rotating in, out and in, out and in, out and in. We've got another 2, rotating out, rotating in, rotating out, rotating in. This time we're going to rotate out and we're going to slide that heel up the inside of the leg to where it's comfortable for you, and then slide it back down and rotate it in. Rotate out, slide, slide down, rotate in. So we do 7 of these. Rotate out, slide, slide down, rotate in, rotate out, slide, slide. We don't have to move fast for this to be really effective. That slow is better. Rotate out, down and in. Rotate out, draw it up. This time I'm holding it up there. I'm going to roll on the outside edge of our foot like it's a rocking chair. And again, we do 7 of these. So I'm on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to slide the leg back down again. And just take a moment to notice how your body feels compared with how it felt before we started this. And so let's scan again. So we're going to go from our toes and we're going to work up. So toes, feet, calves, thighs, all the way up to the top. Brilliant, really nice. Then we're going to come over, we're going to bend our knees, controversially. We're going to take our hands out towards the side. I'm going to have to angle my camera a little bit so you can see what my hands are up to, because we're going to do a full flower. So we're going to use our red light, green light first, and then into a full flower for our body. So palms start with our palms facing up towards the ceiling. And what we're going to do first of all is we're going to come into our breath. So as we inhale, we're going to tilt our pelvis forwards, and as we exhale, we're going to tilt our pelvis back, so our lower back comes into the floor. So we're tilting our pelvis forwards on the inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to tilt our pelvis back. And this time we're coming all the way back so the lower back comes into the floor. So let's do 3 of these, just nice and slowly. So ready to inhale forwards. So you're taking your inhales. Your inhale is a full body inhale, but we're really exaggerating the tilt of the pelvis. And as you exhale, you're going to tilt backwards, nice and slowly, really exaggerating the tilt. So I guess we're tilting forwards. This is called the green light. And then as we exhale, we're tilting, tucking backwards, which is called the red light. So these are two parts of our nervous system. Inhale, tilt forwards, and exhale, tilt back. Then come back to neutral for a minute. Now with our arms, what we're going to do is as we inhale, we're going to take our hands, our arms in their sockets, and we're going to roll them up. And as we exhale, we're going to roll them down. So our shoulders will start to roll in a little. And this is part of the protection part of the nervous system. And so we're exploring these two ends. As we inhale, we're going to turn them externally, rotate them out of the way, so our back will feel like it wants to arch off the floor, as well as our pelvis arching off the floor. And as we exhale, everything is going to tuck in. So we feel like we're really rounding through our body. All good? Should we try it? So ready to inhale and tilt, and arms roll up the way towards your head. Inhaling, tilting, arms are rolling up. Exhale, tucking the tailbone under as the arms roll in. Inhale, slowly tilting, allowing the whole body to tilt and the arms to roll. Exhale, rolling all the way back down. One more like this. Inhale, tilting, allowing the arms to roll up. And exhale, back to neutral. That's at our head. So this time, as we inhale and our arms roll up, we're going to look over the top of our head as our pelvis tilts and our back comes away from the floor. And as we exhale, we're just going to still keep the back of the head on the floor. We're going to try and look towards our breasts. So we're going to look away from our breasts on the inhale, and we're going to look towards our breasts on the exhale, but keep the back of your head on the floor. So ready to inhale? Inhaling, arms are moving up, pelvis is tilting away from the floor, eyes are looking over the top of your head. Exhale, rolling the arms down towards the legs, tucking the tailbone under, looking towards your breasts. Inhale, tilting the pelvis forwards. As the arms roll up, your back comes away from the floor and your eyes look above your head. And then coming back to neutral. So we're going to do 3 of those back to neutral and into an apnea. All good? Yes. Let's do it. So let's do 4 and 8 for our breathing to give you lots of time. I'll count you for the step one. So ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Neutral. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here. Now the last one we're going to do before we come back up to standing to notice how our bodies feel, so we're going to get into our hips a little bit. So just with your arms on the floor, we're just going to allow our legs to drop over to one side and then allow them to drop over to the other side. Just nice and slowly. What's happening here into our hip sockets is we're getting a little bit of internal rotation on one side and external rotation on the other. So just allow this movement to feel nice and smooth. Come as low to the floor as is comfortable for your body. If you can't come very far, that's also okay. So we're working with our own bodies just now. You can allow the ribcage to leave the floor for this exercise. It's not the same as the other one we do. This is more just about getting rotation and movement into the hips. And we're going to do another 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. I think that we've got time to do one more. I'm just going to check because I'm like none of my clocks work. Oh no, we don't. So rolling onto your side and coming up to standing. I could keep going all night. You just have to switch me off. You know, switch me off when you went to bed. Okay. I'm standing. We're going to take a minute to notice. I've actually timed it really well if I don't think I have another 3 exercises I want to do. So just take a moment to stand as you stood at the beginning. Let everybody get here. We're going to take 1 minute just to notice our bodies. Notice what feels different. Notice what doesn't feel different if you need to as well, but really looking for the positives. So we're going to start this noticing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly widen your eyes. So